Hi Gemini, how are we today? Today we're going to be doing our weekly read. This week we are going to be doing a singles read where I will be sort of looking at the past energy as well as any incoming energy when it comes to love and romance for us. Okay, so when we do the past energy, I have the Lenormand of Japan deck here as well as the Island Time Wellness Oracle cards. When we do move over into the future incoming energy, I've got the Art Nouveau Lenormand deck as well as the Lovers Oracle deck there as well. Okay, now if everyone wants to leave a comment, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading as well. I will be drawing that when we hit 100 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe to keep updated as well. But I just appreciate each and every one of you watching, and hopefully we can get some messages that do resonate for you today. Keeping in mind it is a collective reading, okay? So not every single Gemini is on a sort of the same sort of similar path. So we'll sort of see what comes up and how we go there. Okay, but we're focusing on Gemini. And we're looking firstly at any past romance and love situations, please. Gemini and past love, please. Okay. And I'll just grab one more about that third card, please. Can I get more information on that third card, please? Okay, I am kind of seeing two separate past energies coming through for you, Gemini. What I'll do is I'll grab an oracle for each of the hosts. So Gemini with past love energy, please. Gemini, past love energy, please. Wow, that is super interesting there. Okay, so that first energy that we do have coming through for you, Gemini. So, for some Geminis, these are going to be two separate past love situations. For some Geminis, only one of these is going to resonate with a past situation. Yeah, so I'm getting two clear separate energies here. Okay, so I do find that really interesting sometimes with the Gemini energy. I do find two sides to you guys with the Gemini energy. Sometimes there is duplicate messages come through. I do sometimes find two messages coming through. I don't know that many Gemini people, but when I have read for Geminis in the past, sometimes what I've actually had to do is do two separate readings, for the two sides of Gemini, so to speak. Okay, so we may have that energy happening here as well, but I do feel like we're looking at two separate situations. And that first one we're looking at here, we have got the coffin card followed by the no card. Okay, so the coffin card really is talking about, usually it's talking about death and rebirth, but with that no card, I think it's pretty safe to say we can say no to any rebirth or reconciliation coming through from that energy. So it is just simply sort of showing us that something has ended. That was the path that it did need to take. It obviously was for your higher good that thing did need to end. You have closed out some situation, and it's kind of just letting us know, don't go back. It's kind of don't try to rebirth that situation. It is a clear sort of no answer there when it comes to that past energy. That definitely is sort of dead and buried, so to speak. With that coffin energy there. Like I said, it may, for some Geminis out there, it may actually be, that there was a physical death involved in the past, and I'm not seeing any sort of loss or anything like that, heavy or anything like that. But I feel that we're really just talking about a situation that has ended, and if you're sort of unsure whether you should have ended that or not, it's kind of letting us know that it definitely, you don't need to be reopening the door on that one. Not wanting any new beginnings coming through with that particular situation. It is kind of ended completely, and it is a very clear ending, especially when the oracle card that I have drawn for that energy is the coffin card. Okay, so that does say endings bringing new beginnings, but I don't feel as though we're looking at a new beginning with that person, so to speak. It's talking more about, the new beginnings with the coffin card. A lot of the time it's a totally different energy. It's not anything to do with that same person. Obviously you needed to end out that situation to change yourself and your life. Okay, because we are seeing, it does also say growth, change, liberation, and transition. Okay, so I really feel that with that past energy, I really am getting that sense of sort of liberation. Okay, and you being able to move on much, to clear new beginnings elsewhere. Okay, so that's what we've got for that first energy coming through from the past. That second energy that we do have here, we do have the fish card, which was followed by the letter card. Okay, so when I asked for that second card for confirmation there, so the fish card does really talk about abundance, and it can be, a bit of a financial abundance as well. But when it comes to a love reading, a lot of the time I do read that as, like having multiple options with love. So there may be sort of multiple elements in the past, swimming around in your head there, so to speak. And you may actually be getting some sort of communication, maybe not just from one of these little fishies. You may be getting multiple communications from other past aspects there. So I am kind of getting the vibe that we're probably talking about only one of them will actually communicate, but there is still quite a bit of past energy swimming around you there, when it comes to past love connections. Okay, so you may have a few other past love connections that you're thinking of there, and at least one of those is probably going to communicate with you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so I do feel as though, because this communication card here, this letter card, it can talk about letters, it can talk about text, email, phone calls, all types of communication. But the other thing to mention is that we may actually be getting some sort of financial paperwork that does sort of revolve around a love connection from the past. So for some of you, not for everybody, but for some of you, if you do have a past love connection where you guys are still sort of tied up financially somehow, or you have children with that person, we may be seeing some sort of documents related to money, coming through for you at this sort of present time in the near future there. Okay, so that definitely could be talking about, some sort of financial aspect with this past, relationships. Okay, coming to I want to say coming to a close, with any paperwork. So it might just be sort of like finalization of a few things with when it comes to a past connection. All right. Now with that, we did get the ascending oracle card there. So it does say transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phases, and preparing for union. So I do feel as though that's talking about, preparing for future unions and clearing all this energy from your past. If finalizing any sort of loose ends that may be with this energy, transcending those obstacles. So if there has sort of been something holding you back from moving on from that particular person, that relationship, you are now expanding into that new phase and transcending those obstacles and ascending past that connection. Okay, so that for past energy, that's pretty clear, I would say. So we will move over and have a look at what's coming into your energy when it comes to love, Gemini. Gemini and new love opportunities, please. Gemini and new love opportunities. And once again, just wanting clarity on that third card, please. Okay, and I'll grab your oracle cards straight away. This is the Lover's Oracle deck. It is a heart-shaped deck, so it is super hard to shuffle. So bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get the hang of it. That's why I think I've been using it a bit lately, because I am trying to really get the hang of the best sort of way to shuffle these cards. And trying to not sort of start to recognize any of the pictures as well. I want to keep my bias out of all my readings, and each picture on the back of each card is different. So I'm sort of really trying to not connect any of the images to what is written on the back of the cards. But there are certain images that do sort of stand out a little bit, because, you know, I love art, so I am a bit of an artist myself. So, you know, I am quite drawn to certain pictures. Whoop, we had one fly out there, so we'll take that one. And we'll grab one more. Gemini and new love, please. Right, that one wants to come out too. All right. Okay, so we have, with the lenormand, we have drawn the masculine there. As you can see, he is quite a dapper sort of gentleman, that particular one there in this Art Nouveau deck. So he is quite a dapper sort of gentleman. But, you know, regardless of gender, okay, we don't want to sort of genderize a lot of the time with the masculine element there. But if you are someone who does date masculines, you know, that's sort of a pretty clear indication that there is definitely a male coming into your energy. But if not, you know, like I said, I don't like to really genderize those cards there, but you know, we would be looking more at somebody who's kind of like, they come from more of a logical place. They're probably, you know, more dominative, controlling type person, not in a necessarily a negative way, you know, just in those masculine kind of elements. So they would probably, you know, be more of a masculine rather than a feminine type person. Okay, so we do find the masculine a lot of the time they do hold back feelings as well. So they're sort of very stoic, and they don't talk as much about feelings and those sorts of things. Okay, so that would be an indication of how you would sort of know who this person in your energy is. And this particular person, they are actually really wanting to give to you and give to a love connection with you, Gemini. We do have the flowers card coming through, and that is a giving energy. That is definitely all about giving. It could, for some of you Geminis, that could just be a straightforward message of there is a masculine figure who's going to bring you a gift. The flowers do talk about gifts sometimes. So, you know, you could actually be getting a gift off somebody, you know, in the near future there. But the flowers really are all about that giving energy. So they're willing to give to this connection, and they're willing to sort of see where things go. You know, it's important to note with the flowers that, you know, when we are experiencing that giving energy, you know, there is that reciprocation factor as well. So it's also about being able to receive that as well. Okay. Then the next energy we have coming through here is the child card, which was sort of clarified by that stork card. Okay, so I just want to make a note before I talk more about those two cards together. When I do see those two cards together, it can be a clear indication of pregnancy coming up as well. Okay, so just be aware of that. So if you're not wanting to have a child, then make sure we're being careful, those sorts of things. All right, but that really does just talk about that state of being young and being a child, being something in its infancy. Okay, and especially too, the stork does talk about stirring up new beginnings. The child does talk about things in their infancy, in their young stages, and still needing to grow as well. Okay, so with the man and then the flowers and then these two cards, it would sort of incline me to sort of say that whoever this masculine energy is that's sort of really wanting to give to this connection, they are really wanting to grow a connection with you. Okay, and they've got a lot of the child does have a lot of sense of like amazement at the world, and that sense of joy and innocence as well. It is talking about things in their immaturity stages, so they're still needing to grow quite a lot there. Not necessarily like grow as a person, but grow. I feel like it's talking about growing the bond between you in the near future, especially with the stork there stirring up the newness happening. So I'm really getting that vibe of a brand new sort of connection, and wanting to sort of give to that and grow that with you, in order to stir up new things for you both within love. So it's definitely looking like there may be somebody sort of coming in soon for you there, Gemini. So the two cards we've gotten with the Oracle deck there, we have acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So just a little bit of a message there, Gemini, not to sort of force these things, and so just sort of go with the flow, and this will arrive regardless. Okay, so not trying to force it to happen, but just allowing it to happen. All right. The second card we have there, definitely confirming what we've just seen in those Lenormand cards. A new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Okay, so definitely seeing some new beginnings in love becoming available for you very soon. That is feeling like, I'm not seeing any specific timing cards, but that is feeling pretty new. What I'll actually do, I'll grab my other deck here. I wasn't planning on using it, but I will grab it out and because I do like to get as much information as we can for everybody. So this is sort of like my extra information deck, where we do sort of see initials, months, star signs, and timing as well. So we'll focus that on our Gemini and new love, please. Gemini and new love. I won't grab heaps, actually. I feel like I'll just grab a couple for you guys there, Gemini. Okay, so I'm like on the bottom of the deck, we're seeing the current timing card. So we definitely are looking at some fresh, new, incoming energy. Like I was saying, I was getting that vibe that it was sort of pretty quick happening, and that sort of just confirmed it for us. All right, we are seeing the 1 week card has come through. So within the next week, I feel that you'll be sort of meeting this person, or they'll be coming forward with this gift for you, this offer for you, wanting to sort of really give to a connection with you. We do also have September and the letter J. Okay, so that may be somebody's birth month, somebody's initial, those, or sort of September could be a time where you really do sort of realize that this connection is definitely sort of hitting the ground running, so to speak, is the vibe I'm sort of getting with that, Gemini. So, I wish you all the best. And like I said, leave me a comment and let me know if that resonated for you or not. And everyone that comments will go in the draw for a free personal reading. Even if you just want to leave like a little emoji or something, go right ahead. But thank you so much for your time today, Gemini, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.